Firstly, every express entry application goes through something called the completeness check. At this stage, the IRCC ensures that the application is complete. All the mandatory documents are included. How to ensure you have a strong CEC application? This is what we're going to talk about in this video. So stay tuned until the end. Recently, we had a big draw in June of 2025 for express entry. A lot of you guys were invited under the CEC, and now you are in the process of preparing your application. At this point, with so much chatter on social media about applications being denied by IRCC left and right, PFLs being issued by officers almost every single day, and officers being very nitpicky about the application, the applicants find themselves in a situation where they don't want to make any mistake. Now, whether all this chatter on social media is true or it's just a gimmick in order to get more views, get more reads on their articles, we are going to talk about how you can avoid common mistakes, how you can ensure you put your best foot forward in your application so that your application faces minimal to minimal issues going forward. How to ensure you have a strong CEC application? This is what we're going to talk about in this video. So stay tuned until the end. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Roof. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. At our firm FHCN, we assist all prospective immigrants with their immigration to Canada. If you are an aspirant, you need assistance, here is our contact information. Feel free to contact us and we'll be happy to chat with you. If you would like to talk to me or any other RCIC in our firm, you can book a consultation. The link to book an appointment is in the description of this video. Now, an express entry application is an application that goes through something called completeness check. But before we go into those details, let's quickly answer the comment of the week. This question comes on our IRCC processing timeline video, and the question is about how long will it take for an open work permit to be processed after the biometrics are done. Every open work permit application is different. Usually we are seeing 3 to 4 month processing times inside Canada. Now this can be less or more depending on certain cases, and again, it's very hard to comment, but hopefully within the average 3 to 4 months you get a decision. I hope this helps. Alright, coming back to express entry and CEC application, how you can ensure your draw that you got gets you through to the finish line, gets you the PR. Firstly, every express entry application goes through something called the completeness check. At this stage, the IRCC ensures that the application is complete. All the mandatory documents are included. Here on the screen, you can see this is the IRCC page that details how the completeness check is carried out. So it talks about your passport, your digital photo, your work reference letter or work related documents, education related documents, your police clearance certificate, medical, etc., etc. All the documents that are required to ensure that your application is complete. You want to make sure you have this all under control. It's very important to ensure all the documents are there. If you do not have this under control, IRCC will return your application as incomplete. The ITA will go to waste and you can't really do anything about application being incomplete. A common reason for applications being returned for being incomplete is incorrect PCC being attached, and secondly, incorrect ECA, educational credential assessment, being attached with the application. Certain times folks get an ECA that is not done specifically for IRCC, and that becomes one of the reasons for their application to be returned. Once you've ensured that your completeness check is under control, you go through that. Then comes how to prove your eligibility. Now guys, it's very important for you to include sufficient documentation to prove your eligibility with regards to, firstly, the work experience. For the work experience, you need to ensure you include the employment reference letter with job duties. That is the most important thing. The job duties is what the officer uses to give you the NOC code, to associate the claimed NOC code with your job responsibilities, and hence job responsibilities and duties on the letter is very important to be included. On top of that, you can include supporting documents if your experience was Canadian experience, your T4 slips from the years you worked, as well as a few recent pay slips along with the job reference letter forms a good package for that work experience. If your work experience was foreign work experience, again job reference letter becomes the main document here, followed by your pay slips if you have any. If you were paid in bank, you can provide some bank statements. Again, don't provide all the months that you worked, maybe every quarter of the time period that you worked. So if you worked for 1 year, you can provide bank statements for the 4 quarters in a year. Along with that, if you filed income taxes, provide the income tax returns. All these documents, job reference letter, pay slips, bank statements, and your income tax document serves as a sufficient proof for proving the foreign work experience. The immigration medical exam is another document that needs to be included with the application. Now guys, if you have done the immigration medical exam in the last 5 years and you are applying for PR from inside Canada, and along with that your spouse has done one in the last 5 years and your spouse is accompanying you and applying for PR within Canada, you are exempt from providing an immigration medical exam at this point. Here is the policy, you can see it on the screen. It exempts you from the immigration medical exam requirement under express entry for now. Next is your education documents. Now guys, for your education, it's necessary to include the degree or the diploma certificate. Most important thing, applications get returned as incomplete because people don't include their degree or diploma certificate, but they only include transcripts and completion letters. Degree, diploma certificate is a must. Along with that, you can include supporting documents like transcripts or completion letters to prove your education. In this document, in the education document section, we also recommend that you include your education credential assessment and the English exam result in order to prove that you have the relevant education and also to showcase your English abilities. That's most of it with regards to the documents. Apart from that, you have your passport, you have your photograph. We've talked about including education, work documents, and police certificate and medical exam. Those are most of the major documents. If again you have accompanying spouse, you'll have to provide police clearance, medical, passport, photograph, any work documents, English results, education documents for your spouse if applicable, and again your marriage certificate or certificate of common law declaration to showcase your relation. Now that's for the documents. Another thing that you want to ensure before you submit that application is make sure that your score, after you fill in the application, preview your score and ensure that your score stays above the cutoff. For some reason, if your score comes below the cutoff uh, at which you were invited after you've completed your application, that is a big problem. You have to address it. Otherwise, your application can get denied because now you no longer meet the cutoff requirements. Now, there are some exceptions to this. If say that your age changed after the ITA, there is a policy that exempts you from that. However, in most cases, your score should stay above the cutoff. That's it for this video, guys. These are some of the main points you want to consider in order to avoid any mistakes in your CEC application. Now guys, there's a lot of chatter that if you don't fill 5, 6, 6, 9 properly, you get some procedural fairness letters, or if you make minor mistakes, these days applications are getting refused. I am not going to comment on that. All I can say is that we have not seen many problems yet. All of our clients, knock on wood, have been fine. But again, in your case, if you need assistance, if you would like to speak about any specific thing, you can feel free to contact us. Here is our contact information and we would be happy to chat with you. Guys, if you'd like help with the post-ITA process or the express entry process in general, you can again get in touch with us. We would be happy to assist you and happy to take forward your application. Hopefully you found this information useful. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so you are notified about any new video that we upload. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.